Of course, Michigan also shared the spring spotlight on Saturday with the first maize and blue spring game of the Kyle Whittingham era. Bryce Underwood will be the guy at quarterback, but had something of a slow performance, just 3 of 9, though again, lousy conditions, wasn't asked to do a ton. The really good news, the run game looks solid. Savion Hyder and Jordan Marshall. The offensive line and defensive lines, again, a strength of what Kyle Whittingham did at Utah. Expect that to once again be a strength for Michigan in 2026. Jerry, you look at the final score of this game, and if you watched it, just one touchdown was scored. You start to get nervous if you're a Michigan fan. Where's our offense? Are we going to have any offense? But you have to remember, we were split with offenses, so it wasn't like you had first team going against second team. And in your experience, not that unusual a score based on the format that Kyle Whittingham decided to use.
Right. Anytime you split a roster on offense, it predicts to be a low-scoring game. You don't have that many offensive linemen to put together two good lines that can compete with a very talented defensive lineman, especially a talented defensive line like Michigan has. So I'm not surprised. 7-6 might be a little bit low, but not really all that much of a surprise, because the offensive line, the first team are usually, they're used to working together. They know how to do the combo blocks. You split that personnel up. Plus, they had some injuries. So I'm not alarmed at all that it was a low-scoring game. You know, the offensive line's got to come together, but they don't have to come together until the beginning of the season. And so much to do about nothing if you're worried about the offense based on the spring game. You've got young quarterbacks. You've got an offensive line that was split up. If you would have gone best against the rest, meaning you would have like the first team against the second and the third team, it would have been a more high-scoring game. So I don't think there's an alarm right now that they won't be able to move the ball. They'll have a good, solid run game.
You bring up those young quarterbacks, Bryce Underwood, Tommy Carr, who looked terrific for Michigan on Saturday as well. You know, Underwood didn't get a ton of opportunities to throw the ball downfield. And as I mentioned, they weren't great passing conditions. Kyle Whittingham made it very clear in the post-spring game interview, as good as Tommy was, Bryce is our guy. What's your takeaway based on what you saw from the quarterbacks on Saturday?
Yeah, Coach Witt, I mean, he was perfect in the post game, right? I mean, because you could tell the way Tommy played and the way Bryce played. Is there going to be a quarterback controversy? This is just so typical of a veteran coach like Coach Whittingham, that he knew this was going to happen, right? He's watching Tommy have a great game. Tommy was the most valuable player of the game. There's no doubt about it. And so right away you look at Bryce completing 3 passes. Well, you know, what are the fans going to say? There's going to be all this quarterback controversy, and he put it to an end like a veteran coach. Bryce is our guy. This was a product of the way we played the game. When Bryce played in the first quarter, it was thud. It wasn't even a scrimmage. They didn't need to put him in a scrimmage situations. But with Carr, they did. And so, again, I just give Coach a lot of credit for making sure that everybody knows that Bryce is the guy coming in and coming out. Not that it wasn't great news how Carr played. He did. He played lights out. He's 17 years old. He should still be in high school. So that's the good news. There's no bad news coming out of the spring game of quarterback. It's all good news.
I think even better news, perhaps, based on what we saw from the running backs, because Savion Hyder came in with a bunch of hype, lived up to it. Kyle Whittingham talked about his run control balance after being hit, that it's as good as anybody he's ever seen at that age. And you have Jordan Marshall, who has gotten some run in the past and now can absolutely be the guy who carries the mail most of the time. I think if there's one position offensively that Michigan really has reason to be excited about, it's at that running back spot.
Yeah, the height and balance, contact balance was great, because as Jake was talking about it in the booth, it was actually happening. The Coach Witt had said that about him. So no doubt. Again, the major reason it was low scoring was because, in my opinion, because the offensive line was split up. But also the defense. I mean, the defensive line, you know, that's different. They don't play in conjunction like an offensive line does. So when you split the defensive line up, you could still have one really good defensive lineman, like down on the goal line, that penetrated and crossed the line of scrimmage. And that's how you stop short yardage and goal line. Whoever wins the penetration battle, short yardage and goal line, wins the down. And we saw that as we're watching it now. So the defensive line is much different than the offensive line when you split it up.
Isn't that interesting, Jerry? Because you have Kyle Whittingham without a Big Ten background, did amazing things for more than 2+ decades at Utah. And some of his trademarks were great offensive lines, great defensive lines, guys who got drafted in the NFL and spent a long time playing at pros. Always had kind of a tough running back, and the quarterback position would come back and forth. Had some great multi-talented guys, but it was based on physicality and strength. And we can see right away, just a couple of months into his tenure, without even a full recruiting cycle, with a roster that he inherited, his strengths are going to be his strengths moving from Utah to Michigan.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Michigan fans are saying that this team hopes to be built like the national championship of a couple of years ago. And it sure looked like that. And everything that Coach Witt says, it leads us to believe, that's where he's going, what it looked like when Jim Harbaugh was the head coach. So I am not discouraged whatsoever by the score. I'm not worried about the offense. I think this is part of the plan. And I feel confident it's going to work.
I just love it. Welcome to Ann Arbor, Coach. Just so you know, expectations are pretty reasonable. We just expect you to win a national championship like this team did a couple of years ago. That's all. Nothing less, nothing more.